In this video, we'll take a look at what you need to do to get started with the PHP SDK on App Engine using Mac OS X. So to download the SDK, get started at this URL, so developers.google.com/appengine/docs/php/getting-started/installing. You'll see there are a number of links on here for the SDK installation instructions for the three main platforms, Linux, Mac OS X, and Windows. Follow the Mac OS X link. Follow the Mac OS link if you're using a Mac, and you'll be taken to this page. Now, the App Engine SDK actually uses Python, even though it's a PHP SDK, because the web server that you can use to test locally needs Python. So you need to just make sure that you have Python installed. If you have a Mac OS X 10.6 or later, which is most Mac OS X installations, you can actually verify your Python installation using this command. So let's give that a try. If I go to terminal, open that up, and I type /usr/bin/env python-v, and we'll see that I have Python 2.7.5 installed. You should have something similar. If you don't have it installed, just go to the Python website as shown here, and from the Python website you can download an installer and install it for your Mac, reboot, and then you should be good to go. And you can see the Mac download is right here on this page, so 64, 32, or just 32 only. It's up to you for what suits your installation. So now that we know that Python is installed and it's actually working, I need to then download and install the PHP SDK for Mac OS X, and the link to that is right here. Right now, as of the time I recorded this video, it's version 1.8.8, so I'm just going to open that and download the DMG. So once the DMG is downloaded, you can just open it up. OS X will verify it, and you'll see the Google App Engine launcher. It's just a single app. You can drag it and drop it into your applications folder or your desktop or wherever. For now, just to keep it simple, I'm just going to drag and drop it onto my desktop and it will install. So I can just double click it to launch it, and now we can see my Google App Engine launcher has installed and I'm ready to go. So first thing that I can do is by clicking the plus button down here, I can create a new project. So I'll go in here and I'll create a new project. I'll say my first App Engine. It'll ask for a directory. It's going to default it to users and whatever your username is. Then you're going to specify a runtime. It can be Python or PHP. We're going to use PHP. There's an admin port of 8000, and then there's a port of 8080. So this means that your app is actually going to be running on 8080. And if you want to take a look at the console for your app, that'll be running on port 8000. So I'm going to create that, and we'll see my first App Engine is created for me. And then if I start running it, it will get launched in App Engine, and I can go visit it by typing localhost:8080. And we can see Hello World is running within there. If I wanted to take a look at the console for the application, that was on port 8000. So we can see details around it, around my application actually running here. We can inspect the data store, memcache. These are all things you're going to be learning later in this course. And if we want a quick look at the code, remember that the code is in users Elmaroni, my first app engine. So I can go to Finder, users Elmaroni, my first app engine. We see there's an app.yaml, a fave icon, and a main.php page. So if I take a look at the main.php page, we can see it's just PHP echo hello world, and that's why we saw hello world when we ran the application. So that's it. That's all you need to do to get up and running locally with App Engine so that you can start building PHP applications.